graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Get out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
All they do is win, 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 no matter what, as DJ Khaled would say. It's great. Winning. Winning is contagious. Do you know what heals the soul, chats? It's not water. It's not food. It's winning. All the losing that this team was doing, and it wasn't even just the losses, it was the style of play that they were playing. Do you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, us coming on during these post-game shows and just screaming and yelling and talking so negatively about this team? It's so funny how within a week, when they turn things around and when they play really good baseball and they just look like an absolute cohesive unit, when they play together as one, things just look so differently, and it's so exciting. It's pure, it's refreshing, and it's something that just gets me, it just puts butterflies in my stomach. You see this attractive girl. She comes up and she talks to you, and you just get all these butterflies in your stomach. That's how I feel about the Philadelphia Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies are that girl. Now, they broke my heart a couple of times, but guess what? I'm ready. I'm ready to just put myself back in there. I said it last night. I'm back in. I'm back in. I'm a sucker for this team, all right? Criticize me all you want. It is what it is. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for this team. Where do I begin? That's now 6 games that you've won in a row, and you've won them all in convincing fashion. Whatever happened out in Iowa, that was special. I don't know what they got out there, whether it was magic or whatever the heck it was. This team is cruising right now. They are playing at such a great level. Today, what did they do again, chat? They put the ball in play, and good things happened. Again, they only struck out once today. It's not a coincidence when they're not striking out that much. They're actually winning games, and they're putting up more and more runs. They're doing great with runners in scoring position. They're moving guys over from station to station, and every single time that they put together a good inning, there's a purpose to the offense. There's stuff that we love about the way that they are connecting the dots on offense. That is a huge positive. Today was a test for me, chat. This was a game where I was going to feel either really deflated if they lost to Sandy and didn't show up, or I was going to feel ecstatic. Because we were watching this team hit so poorly against Cam Schlittler, hit so poorly against Yamamoto, Justin Robleski, and some of the best pitchers in the league. Sandy, over the last 5 weeks, has arguably been one of the best pitchers in the National League. The dude had a .45 ERA in the month of August. And the last time that you faced him, he dominated you, and he pretty much bent you over, and he pretty much just dominated that game. He's got you to strike out a lot. He got you way off balance. Today was a great day because you made him pay. And how did you do it? They grinded out at-bats in that third inning, and it all started because of that Bryce Harper one-out walk. And then Arise put up a great at-bat and had a fastball right down Broad Street. And Arise just yanked that thing out of here. And the whole entire bank erupted. Oh, it did. This is what Luis Arise does. I knew that the offense was going to be better. But man, he is making a huge difference in this lineup. And you can see they're pitching to Harper differently. They're pitching to everybody else differently because Luis Arise is battling. Nobody wants to face that guy. He's the best hitter in the National League, and he is, I'm just going to say this. He's a top 3 hitter in all of baseball. I don't think that that's a wild card. I think it's Yordan Alvarez, and I think it's him. I think he's top 2. I really do. If we're talking about the best overall hitter, he's right there. He's right there. That's who you got at the trade deadline. And defensively over at second base, we heard that he was doing really good at second base. He's just as advertised. He's just as advertised. He is playing such a great defense at second base. And Trey Turner's defense at shortstop has elevated. I think part of it's because of him. I really do. But that third inning was fantastic. Not even just the third inning, but how about that second inning? Guess who starts off the rally right there? Luis Arise. Guess who starts off that whole entire rally of making him work, making Sandy work? That was Luis. That's who did it. In that second inning alone, the man threw over 25 pitches. We say this almost every day. Work the pitch count up. And the impressive thing about that at-bat that he had, if you remember, he was down in the count 0-2. Fouls off a changeup, fouls off a four-seamer, and what do you know? What does he get? He gets a sinker that's over towards the outside corner, slaps it right out over towards center field, and gets on with a single. You put pressure on Sandy, and now you have a runner right over at first base. Now, Bohm hit the ball sharply in the next at-bat, ended up flying out over to center field. I didn't even think that he had a bad day today. I thought he hit the ball hard and just got a little bit unlucky. 2 outs, though, as Stott pops out, and Brandon Marsh gets on. Marsh behind in the count, 1-1, then works his way back up into the count, and then singles. And then you have Justin Crawford putting the ball in play, hustling and beating out, Brandon Marsh hustles over from first to second base and just makes the extra effort. Putting the ball in play and good things are happening. And this team is stringing together some great at-bats. And then you had the Garrett Stubbs infield single. They're hustling. They're making you work. They, again, how many times have I said this throughout the series? They are outplaying the Miami Marlins at their own game. What are the Marlins good at? The Marlins are good at putting the ball in play, playing small ball, and going the extra mile, taking the extra step. And the Philadelphia Phillies, again today, beat them at their own game. That's what they did. That second inning really set the tone. And then in the third inning, you had the 2-run shot by Arise. I didn't think that they were going to lose that game. After Arise homered for the first time in a while, after that third inning, I was like, I think they got this. I really do. I'll get to Aaron Nola in a second. But I just want to embrace what this offense is doing, because this is the offense that we loved when Don Mattingly first took over. This is what they were doing. Can we just consistently get this in October? And can we continue to do this against good pitching? Because that's why I'm so hyped after this game. They did it against a very solid pitcher. It was fun. When was the last time that I had fun watching this team? It's been a while. It's been a while. Grinding out at-bats. That needs to be a part of their identity. And that's what they've done over these last 6 games. Kyle Schwarber should have never went home. Good for him, though, for avoiding the tag. He was right to challenge it. I thought he was definitely out. I'm saying, like, the throw beat him by a mile. Terrible swipe there by Joe Mack. But should have never been sent home by the third base coach. That's not Kyle's fault. Kyle should have never went. Should have never went there. But you know what? They're taking risks. I'm not going to make an excuse, though. We should not have went there. That's my only negative that I'm going to say. Let's get back to the positives. Nola. Oh, my gosh. Aaron Nola. That was an admiration. That was an admiration. That was a great game from Aaron Nola. I lost track. But in the first 2 innings, he had at least 7 swings and misses on the knuckle curve and on the changeup. I'm watching some of these pitches and the life that they are getting. And I'm like, bro, is he using the spider tack? He has to be, right? He has to be using the sticky stuff, because this is the type of stuff that we were seeing from Aaron Nola in 2022. Really, like, I was not even joking. I was being dead serious. I'm thinking that in the back of my mind. I'm like, is he using the spider tack out there? Because this is the velocity that he was getting on his knuckle curves and even on his changeups. But that knuckle curve was disgusting. And I mean that in the most complimentary way. So much arc to it. So much of a dive. Where Heriberto Hernandez is looking lost at the plate. And he just doesn't know what's coming. We've always said about Christopher Sanchez that batters know, especially during the beginning of the season, they all knew when the changeup was coming. They could see that the changeup was going to come, but they just never knew how to hit it because of how much of a spin it was getting in that zone. And I feel like tonight, the batters knew that the knuckle curve was coming, but they did not realize how much that thing was going to dive. And boy, did it take a dive tonight. Only one mistake that he threw, and that was to, who was that? Who hit the home run? That was Javier Sanoja. I almost said Javier Assad, pitcher for the Cubs. But Javier Sanoja, that was the only mistake. And then he gives up the 2 singles. Don Mattingly, I didn't like the decisions that he made. Should have had somebody warming up as soon as Sanoja hit the home run. But to Aaron Nola's credit, that Griffin Conine at-bat was fantastic. He falls behind in the count 1-0. Then he throws a nice changeup at the knees. Throws him a really good knuckle curve. And I said it in the moment. Go back to the tape. I said, throw it again. I said, throw that same knuckle curve again. With the arc that it had to it towards the center of the plate, throw it again. Now, he did throw it again, and it just, went straight down into the dirt. But then he threw another one that was towards the inside corner, and it just went below the zone. It was just above the dirt. Garrett Stubbs wanted it right there. He called a fantastic game today. This was Garrett Stubbs' best overall game by far in 2026. He called a phenomenal game today. He really did. And he also had a couple of hits to go along with the day, too. It was awesome. But the knuckle curve that he threw to get Griffin Conine the strikeouts, Conine doesn't really chase like that. To get him to go after that, you gotta have a good pitch. And he did. And then Heriberto Hernandez, I'm going to throw you all these knuckle curves. Bam, bam, bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, you're done. Goodbye. Stubbs is like, let's just keep throwing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got the hot hand, you keep shooting the 3. You're throwing the deep ball well, just let it fly. That's what they always say in football. Let it fly. Same exact analogy right here. The dude has a 2.51 ERA over the last 5 starts. And this by far was super convincing because he got a lot of whiffs, a lot of swings and misses. And they were good pitches. Good pitches. Huge positive today from Aaron Nola. Huge positive. And then your bullpen got the job done. Your bullpen did great. Bolin did okay. That's the only thing that kind of, again, worries me a little bit. But he got help from his defense. And he got a big strikeout at the very end in that 8th inning. So that was nice, too. 7 innings from Nola, though. 5 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 8 strikeouts. I will ask, though, and I'm sure that this is probably going to be a post-game show question. I know that my mind is a little bit all over the place. But Aaron Nola going 7 innings. I knew that he had 89 pitches. I'm wondering if Don Mattingly trusts his bullpen more if he takes Aaron Nola out in that situation. Or if he still keeps him on in because he's pitching well. We might not know. We might find out tonight. I don't know. But all I care about is the W's. And they did it in convincing fashion. The final score of today's game does not even indicate what happened in this game. It's a 4-1 game. This was a great brand of baseball that they played today. Marsh's defense, spectacular. The catch that he made in foul territory to get out number 2 in that 8th inning, huge. Huge. The catch that he made to help Aaron Nola in that jam of his, huge. That was in the 7th inning. That wasn't even a jam. It was a one-out play, a one-out sharp hit. It was a sharp liner hit out to left field, right there at the right time. Nice snag. Really good snag there. Trey Turner's defense. I know that he had a bad throw on a play that was up the middle, but another really good sliding stop to help Duran. I'll tell you this, if the Marlins get themselves another base runner there in that 9th inning, that changes things. Trey Turner took away the hole, made the sliding stop, and then just threw it right over to second base as quickly as he could, and he got the out. I love the defense. When have I been praising this defense? I've never praised this defense this year, and they are playing the best defense that I've seen. And you know what's really nice? When a starting pitcher doesn't have to work to get extra outs. It's just so amazing to me how one change can make a difference. And it really does seem like that the Luis Arraez trade has made a difference right now. I can't not be happy. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. And I will continue to say this. I am going to still live in the moment with this team. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm embracing the highs. And if they stab me in the heart again, so be it. So be it. I've opened my soul back up to this team. Just when you think that they're out, they find a way to prove you wrong. Last night, I also said, I love how this team has this next man up mentality. It feels like that they are sticking up for each other. And it's not just one person. Tonight, Alec Boehm and Bryson Stott didn't really do much offensively. The guys that really showed up today were Arraez, Crawford, Harper, and Marsh. And Stubbs, too. But yeah, those were the guys that stepped up today. It's a next man up mentality. If they can continue this, it's special. It's special. Super special. What a great game. I also thought that it was funny how McFarland was going to come on in during the 8th inning if Bolin got himself into a jam. I did say last night, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if come September that Alex McFarland comes on into high leverage moments. I think that that's what they're going to build him up for, as they should, because he's a hard thrower. This guy throws 102, and he's young, and he has a really good arm. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm really excited to see how he does. And he didn't even have to go to him today. So now he's available on Friday. You have a nice off day tomorrow. You don't even have to travel. But be ready for that Friday game against the St. Louis Cardinals. Because you still got a job to do. Got to make it 7 in a row. But I love what I'm seeing. No doubt about it. Next man up mentality. A good style of winning baseball. Sign me up for that any day. I don't care if this happened against the Marlins. The Marlins play the Philadelphia Phillies very tough. You know that and I know that. For whatever it is, the Marlins are that team that gets into their heads. You got swept by them the last time. You swept them this time. And not only did you sweep them, you won in convincing fashion. Every single night. Did a couple of calls go your way? Yes. But as John Sterling would say, Susan, that's baseball. That's the only time I'm ever going to use that. The only time. That's baseball. But they earned that. They earned these wins. It wasn't luck. It was not luck. For those people who think that they got lucky in this series, no. You didn't watch the game. I'm sorry. You watched a totally different series than I did. That was not the Phillies. Maybe that was the Mets. Just kidding. The Mets did take 2 out of 3, but you know what I'm saying. You watched a completely different series. But yeah, I'm proud. There's this one scene in Tangled. This is the best analogy that I can make on how I feel about the Philadelphia Phillies. There's this one scene in Tangled, if you've ever seen the movie. It's a montage of Rapunzel going through all these emotions. She's really sad, and then she's really happy. And then she's really sad again, and she's scared, and then she's really happy. That's how the Philadelphia Phillies have been for me this year. I feel like I'm either so happy with this team in June, and I'm angry with them in April. I get really happy with them in May, and all of a sudden July comes, and I hate this team. Beginning of August comes, I still don't really know if I trust this team. But now over the last week, ever since the Field of Dreams game, I love them again. Welcome to consuming baseball, my friends. But this is the 2026 Philadelphia Phillies. And this is because of them. It's not because of you. This is because of what they are doing. It's all mental. That's what it is. They play mind games with you. They do. But when you see these types of games, you're happy. You should be happy. You can still feel skeptical. You can still feel however you want to feel. I can't convince you, okay? I'm just going to continue to say I can't convince you how to feel when it comes to October. I'm not going to go there. But for once in your life, if you're that person that says, let me just wait till October, can you at least embrace what Aaron Nola is doing right now? Can you embrace what Alec Boehm and Bryson Stott and Luis Ariz are doing right now? And how they're stringing together these wins? They're not just hitting the long ball. No. They look like a team that is going out there to war. And that's giving you everything that they have on that field. That's what we've been asking for a really long time. And they're finally doing it. 610-314-0844. It's your time to shine. The floor is all yours. Calling in. I want you to tell me how you feel. If you think I'm being too happy, calm me down. If you think I have a right to feel this way, I want you to call on in, and I want you to be honest with me on how you feel. Do not sugarcoat anything. Let me know how you feel, even if you suck the life out of how I'm feeling right now about this baseball team. That's what I want you to do. Be transparent with me. I like transparency. 610-314-0844. This is the box score today, chat. This is the box score for today. Look at that right side of your screen. The right side of your screen, do you know what that says? That says 10 for 33. And this number right here, I don't know if you can see it, in the bottom right corner, you can't see it. One strikeout. One strikeout today. That's the number that I love. 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. 6 runners left on base. You're driving in runs. And only one double play today, too. Only one double play today, and that was from Bryce Harper. They're not making bad decisions. Every single pitch that they are taking, there's a purpose to every single pitch. They have an approach, they have a strategy, and they're executing that strategy perfectly. Sometimes we watch guys go up to the plate and we're like, what's he even thinking? Why is he chasing after that pitch? And guess what? These pitchers are not dumb. They just continue to throw these guys junk. And we're like, well, obviously you got to take some of these pitches because they're going to continue to throw you nasty stuff. Why are you chasing? And when they don't chase, it's a different team. I've been quoting myself a lot yesterday and today. Something that I also said is, what if Alec Bohm is the right-handed bat? What if Alec Bohm is the right-handed? What if Alec Bohm is the right-handed bat that they acquired after the deadline? If we're getting this version of Alec Bohm, even today he hit a couple of really hard shots. Some of them were unlucky. Kyle Schwarber also had an unlucky shot. He had a broken bat line drive. The dude is just strong. Hit it right over to first with the bases loaded. Unlucky there. But what if Alec Bohm is that right-handed bat? If you're getting this, now we're talking. All right, we're going to take our very first phone call here on Play by Play with JJ. All right, 6 games in a row, back-to-back sweeps. How are you feeling after this win?
I'm super excited now. This is Joe.
Let's go!
Now, I got out of the phase. I got out of the daze, and now I'm super excited.
Let's go, Joe. Joe, where do you want to begin about tonight? What stood out to you about tonight?
Like, I mean, I don't want to. It's a lot of what you said earlier, but it's crazy when we weren't playing small ball, everybody, that's the main thing they were yelling about. And now we are, and is there still some non-believers out there? Or I don't know who to convince anymore.
You know, Joe, you said
something. You know
something.
what I mean?
You no, absolutely. I hear you. It is so tough for me to not get excited about this team. You said something that really stood out to me yesterday, Joe. You said that the word that you would use to describe this team right now is surprised. Surprise, arise, you said. You said that specifically yesterday. Can I just ask you this? If I were to tell you that heading on into this game, you would get a 7-inning, 1 earned run performance from Aaron Nola, along with 8 strikeouts and no walks. If I were to tell you that, would you have thought that I was crazy?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, but that's the same way. That's the same way you treat Bohm. So
that's right.
You know. But I think you went to the mental hospital.
That's how crazy I am. Around. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. That was a disgusting performance tonight from Aaron Nola, and I mean that in every single positive way. I want to go back and I want to rewatch those highlights because that was vintage. That was vintage Aaron Nola.
Yeah, it was like Back to the Future. Like we went back 2 years.
Yep.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember when he started for the Phillies, but I know that it was the first 2 or 3 years that. Yeah. Anyway, we're not going there. Let's stay positive.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. But no, great win, and I will say this: they kept them off the bases. They kept the Marlins off those bases today.
Amen. Yeah, Yeah. It's amazing how when everybody wants to fight for each other, when you come, you have a cohesive unit where everything you want for the next person, no matter who they are on your team, it's amazing what things can happen, when that starts happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say about this team, about this game, just about Philadelphia Phillies Nation?
I love you, my Philly freaks. Scott, everybody, John, Haley, geez, there's so many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to all of them.
I just wanted to shout it out.
Yes, sir. All right, my friend. Well, you have a great off day tomorrow, and I'll see you on Friday.
I definitely will see you.
All right. Sounds good, my friend. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe MVPs. What a great call. Riley said this, and I want to make sure that I chew on this. I don't think we've had a contact hitter like Arraez since Pete Rose. Riley, you are 1,000, I actually want to say 1,000,000% correct. In my lifetime, I have never seen the Philadelphia Phillies have just a pure contact hitter. I've seen greatness from Jimmy Rollins. I've seen greatness from Chase Utley, but they were not putting the ball in play as much as this guy is. This guy, Larry Anderson said this. Larry Anderson said it was as soon as they got Arraez, it's sort of like that they got a switch hitter because this guy hits lefties, the guy hits righties. He's a throwback type of a player. And I know that he doesn't walk much. But again, he's putting the ball in play. And he's finding a way to make contact. And not only that, but he's also working up the pitch counts. He's not even just getting on early in the counts. He's grinding out at bats. And now you see, because of that domino effect with him in the lineup, the team, opponents are pitching to this team differently. They just are. How are they doing that? Because they're not throwing as much junk to the other pitchers because Arraez is making these pitchers sweat, and they know that they have to be perfect against him. But also, you're getting better pitches to guys like Stott and to guys like Bryce Harper. Because now you can't play around. Harper has protection. I still want Arraez in the leadoff spot. But guess what? Harper is having protection right now. That's why he's walking more. Just saying. That's baseball, Chico. Yes, it is, Chico. That's right. That's right. We'll take another phone call, 610-314-0844. We did also hear about 51 minutes ago that the Philadelphia Phillies signed Nestor Cortes to a major league contract, and they did option Brian Keller to AAA to make room for him on the 40-man roster. So I'm not shocked about that. I kind of figured that as soon as they optioned Brian Keller, that officially meant that Nestor Cortes is going to come on up. And I said this before. I will say it again. I don't mind the signing. He can be a versatile pitcher. It's a low risk, high reward type of a move. Let's see what they can get out of Cortes. We'll take our next phone call here on Play by Play with JJ. How are you feeling after 2 sweeps in a row?
Hey, JJ. How you doing? It's Wayne from Texas.
What's up, Wayne?
Calling you.
How you doing, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Hey, how you doing? Hey, pretty good. Hey, listen, I agree with Riley, the young fellow you talked about Pete Rose, because I've been following this team since 1970. 1970, that's 56 years. He is definitely the last player that we had to hit like Pete Rose. We now have him Arraez. Okay. Yeah. So definitely, I can tell you that. And as I told Morty and some of the other guys on chat, Hardcore and all them, I really think we don't know what's going on in the background in that clubhouse, what them guys are talking about. But since this guy has arrived, he might be giving these guys pointers because their hitting is getting better. They're calming down on the strikeouts.
Yeah.
Of course, Kyle Schwarber's still doing his thing, striking out, but most of the players have calmed down. They're getting on base.
They are.
Look at August. Look at Harper. Look at them all. They're all starting to get on base. So I think it has really kind of what's that word I want to say? When you get a player on the team and other players follow, there's a word that I'm looking for. Anyway,
contagious.
It's working. Since he came on the team, it's working. You know what I mean? There's something going on with this team. You know what I mean? And like you said, we have our highs. Last week, look how you were and all of us in the chat. We were ready to barnstorm that field and kill them guys. And now look at us this week. We love them. But that's the way it is. You know, we can't get too high, like you said. We can't get too low.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Get us to October, get into playoffs, and you never know what can happen. And that's all I got to say.
Do you ever ride a roller coaster, Wayne? Have you ever rid a roller coaster?
Yes. When I was a kid, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
This
ups and downs.
So many ups and downs, so many twists and turns. Sometimes you're upside down, sometimes you're right side up, and you're going down. You know, like it's just a ride. It's just a ride.
That's the way this team is. I mean, there's people in the chat said the Phillies are like their girlfriend and their wife. You know,
It's true.
You know what I mean? I mean, one week they're getting along, the next week they're arguing. That's
right.
The way. I mean, the Phillies are crazy, man. We keep coming back though. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
I'm living proof of that. 56 years, I keep coming back.
56 years.
But there are times when I say, that's it. I'm giving up on this team. I'm going to start rooting for another team. And then the next day, I'm like, how are the Phillies doing?
It's crazy. Do you realize?
I know.
Do you realize, Wayne, that they are 13-5 in August? Okay, they are 12 games over 500. They haven't done that this year, and they're 61-39 since April 28th.
It's incredible. It really is.
That's right.
Yeah, just get us to October. You just never know. Every team starts over with 0, right?
That's right.
And just whoever gets hot. You know, somebody's got to dethrone them Dodgers. That's all I want.
No, absolutely. I mean, I said this before, and then I'm going to let you go, I promise. But I said this before. If the Philadelphia Eagles stopped the Patriots from three-peating, and if the Philadelphia Eagles also stopped the Chiefs from three-peating, why can't the Phillies do that to the Dodgers? I'm just saying.
That's right. Stop them.
I'm just saying.
That's right. That's a good analogy. That's a great analogy. I love that. And it could be that we could play them in the first round, the Dodgers.
We could.
And wouldn't that be something if the Phillies dethroned the Dodgers?
Yeah. I honestly, man, like, as much as I would love to have the division, you know, I really feel like even in the short series with Sanchez, Luzardo, and Wheeler, I'll take my chances with them in a 3-game series. Just saying.
Hey,
yes, sir.
I just want to give a shout out to you before I go. Cool Jack, I can't say his name, Extra Combs, Morty, Haley, Tiffany, our girl Tiffany, Miss Positive. It's always good to see her in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Just love all these. You know, Tiffany, that always says Superman Phillies, and she's so positive. I love her. But anyway, you got a great chat. There's a lot of nice people in this chat. I love all your mods. They do a wonderful job, and I enjoy it every day. I'm a lonely old man all by myself for years and years, and so I enjoy listening to this at night when it comes to the night. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
You do a great job, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm so lucky. Thank you so
love
much.
You, brother. God bless you, man.
You
God
too.
Bless you.
You too. You too. Shout out to my guy Wayne. Drop the MVPs. Shout it out to mods. Shout it out to everybody. It's beautiful. It's great. been awesome. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. That's great. Today was a great day. It's all fun. When everything is all roses and sunshine, it's a beautiful thing. By the way, Pangea 6 United, thank you so much for the W. I appreciate it. Drop a W for Pangea down below as well. Shout out to you. It's great. All right, we're going to take a look at a couple of tweets, and then we're going to sign off. All right, we will sign off. But wow. I really am just impressed with how this team is continuing to play. Do you guys realize, again, they're 4.5 games. 4.5 games in back of the Atlanta Braves. 4.5. They played them 7 times in September. It's huge. It's huge. What was the run the Marlins guy? Was it a homer? Yeah, it was a solo shot. It was a solo shot. That was it. That was it. Anything that I want to read about the Philadelphia Phillies. 1 week ago, the Phillies were 9.5 games. They were 9.5 games in back of the Atlanta Braves, says John Stolness. They've made up 5 games in 5 days and are just 4.5 in back of them now. They also hold a 3-game lead over Arizona for the 3rd wild card and a 1-game lead over San Diego for wild card number 2. And now it's really 2 games, isn't it? Isn't it now 2 games? It is. It's 2 games. Now it's 2 games. It's great. We'll take a couple of messages here over on YouTube. Phillies play best when their backs are against the wall and people count them out. For sure. It's about time the Phillies are starting to win at CBP for a change. How many times did Morty even say yesterday, JJ, don't forget they won at the bank? Why is that a big deal? Because guess what? Whether you like it or not, our fans give tough love. We boo when they're doing really bad, and we cheer for them when they're doing really, really well. And that, for some athletes, whether you like it or not, some athletes, it either makes or breaks them. That's the truth. And for them to be able to win at the bank in this type of environment, it can either be home field advantage or it could be home field disadvantage. You know? But yeah. This lineup is working. We should let it cook, says Lou. They're doing great. The team is rolling right now. And tomorrow they have an off day. Let's see this continue this weekend. Let's see this continue this weekend. A great win. Really great win against Sandy Alcantara. You won 5 in a row, and then you have Alcantara on this day. I was like, they have to win. They have to win this game because even the stars were aligning in their direction from everything that happened today. The Braves losing, the Padres losing, all that sort of stuff. Take care of business. And now you're back in the division race. You're moving up in the standings. You're getting separation away from the Diamondbacks. You don't want to keep it close. Whatever that they had in that cornfield, whatever it is, it's working. It's working. Great phone call. Great phone calls tonight. I love you guys very, very much. That's going to wrap it up for me. I'm done. I'm going to go celebrate. I'm proud of this team. Keep it going. Celebrate the off day tomorrow and then be back. You got to stay focused. You got to be ready for Friday. Do not let the Cardinals come on into town and set the tone. You have to keep your foot on them. They haven't really been playing good baseball either overall. Pound them. Pound them. Love you all. I'm back. All right. See you guys. On to the next one. Lila Tov. We have a redirect to BW after this stream is over. Make sure that you guys go say hi to Orioles Birdwatcher. And I will catch you all on the next one. Good night.